paintball marker I've ever come across. The bolt, this is what we call the bolt pushes the ball into the barrel, right? With me so far? So this bolt has to push a ball inside the barrel. That's why it's got an O-ring on it. Shock horror. It doesn't fit inside the barrel. Here's a modified one. This is one of my ones. It fits inside the barrel. I'm pushing my paint into the barrel before I hit it with air. However, this one is too big. It's actually bigger than the ball I'm trying to push. Now, what's going on? This little area here is empty. It's just a void. In fact, if you look inside there, there's actually a ramp that the ball has to travel up to get inside the insert. Now, I've pushed that insert all the way home. I'm not messing around here. I've pushed the insert. That's as far as the insert will go. On every other marker we know, that insert sits right at the very edge here. Then your bolt comes along, it pushes the ball into the barrel. Your air comes along, hits the ball, propels the ball up the barrel or insert. But in this case, the ball sits in a void. Now the area that the ball sits in is actually bigger than the ball, which means that all the way around your ball there's a gap, so the air can go around it. And that's rather wasteful. So what I'm going to show you now is, look, no insert, okay? This is how it should be, or indeed how it is on every other single marker. Lo and behold, there's an insert. So that when my bolt pushes the ball, it pushes the ball into the barrel. Just like a real firearm, it's actually seating the round in the barrel. Not firing the round from, I don't know if you'd call it a breech or whatever. I'm going to refer to it as the void. It's not firing the ball from a void. Then the ball has to travel up a ramp, which is like cone-shaped, before it even gets into the insert. When we're talking about compressed air at 850 psi, half of your air's already gone round the ball before the ball's in the insert. It's fractional of a second stuff. You couldn't time it unless you got an atomic clock or an almanac camera or something like that. And the difference between these two is a little bit of machining. The difference to the player is 25 feet per second. This is no exaggeration. This is not Jackanory story time. One of my freakbacks will make your gun 20 to 25 feet per second more efficient. I know a lot of you chaps like to bolt on fake plastic magazines and rows and stocks and stuff. How about, just for once, fitting a part that actually makes your marker run better? Oh, you're probably all really annoyed with me now. So let's have a recap, right? Gas flowed valve with adjusted dwell time and an adjusted weighted hammer, right? That's I'm going to be modest, right? That's 20 feet per second. I'm going to keep this in terms that you can understand, right? That's 20 feet per second. That's 30 feet a second. I've just saved you 50 feet a second. What that means is, take your mainspring, cut a centimetre's worth of coils off, cut 10 mil off it. This will make your gun run much better. It will also mean you're going to get more shots to the bottle. You could, even at a push, put a regulator on your blowback. Oh, gosh, shock horror. This is a vertical regulator. It's an old Smart Parts one. Yes, they come much smaller than this today, but this is just a good one to show you. This does from 0 to about 1,000 psi. I've had Tickmans running down to as low as 400 psi. 400 psi! Are you hearing me? 400 psi! With as much as 750 to 1,000. 750 to 1,000 shots from a 1.1 bottle at 4,500 psi. This is the holy grail of blowbacks. If your blowback doesn't do this for you, come see me, man, and we'll make it run like a modern marker. It's not expensive to do. Most of the parts I've spent today is those two little bits of metal there. Everything else has been turned or adjusted. Most of the parts are already in your marker. Now, just quickly while we're here, I just want to run through one other thing, which is a real bugbear. Will you please stop polishing the internals of your plates? Do not polish them. It's a waste of time. One, your polishing will only last for about 200 shots and it'll be back to this condition again. There's a reason why these are rough. The rough sort of surface we get here, the keyed surface, is something for the lubrication to hang on. You know, last time you gave your cat a bath and he's like, meow, 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 and he's clinging onto the carpet, and for dear life you can't pull him off. That's what we want here with the lube. We actually want the lube to grab hold of the metal and sit in the metal. If you polish it, the lubrication just gets wiped off like a windscreen wiper, wiping rain off your windscreen. Oh, bloody hell, that's a tongue twister. So don't polish them. Also, I've just noticed with this one, I don't know what lube he's using here, but it actually feels like Pritt stick. Jesus. You need sort of a very low viscous lube. Viscous means how thick it is. So what we're talking about is a light. So, Jack Black. I'm turning into Jack Black. A light silicon-based machine oil. That'll do you. Cut the squirts. That'll do. In fact, actually, I've got the perfect thing here. I did have the perfect thing here, which I would have shown you. Yeah, here we go. Here's an excellent lube. PTFE spray lubricant. 2 or 3 squirts every time you go and play. And when I say squirts, it's just like psh, psh, like that. Not half a bloody can in there. Because too much lube's as bad as no lube at all. I think that's everything covered. I can't think of anything else to say. When I get it all back together and I've got it running up, I'll let you know what pressure it's running at, and for whatever pressure I can get it down to. I aim to make my markers run at about 280 feet per second. If I can get that at about 500 to 600 psi, I'll be a happy man. Okay.